Alright, so Gavin, the most recent champion to come out for League of Legends was Volibear, the Thunder's Roar.
Volibear. Arr.
Yeah, that's a pretty good impression of him.
Thank you.
I think we should go over what we did and didn't like about him.
Okay.
So how'd you build your Volibear, Gavin?
I built mine more attack speed and lifesteal. I kind of took Warwick and put it in Volibear's shoes, I guess.
All right.
Is how I built it. So I did mainly attack speed, but 1 or 2 lifesteal items, and I found that it complemented the character really well. But in that end game, like, you're hitting probably 3 times a second, and you can get some nasty crits in there too.
Yeah, I found the W really useful for farming as well, because once you get the active use of it, you can just last hit creeps all day pretty much.
Yeah, it is great for that. You went more tank though. So
Yeah.
tell me about the tank.
For laning Volibear, which I preferred, I went really tanky, just a lot of health items, which goes pretty nicely with this passive. It's called Chosen of the Storm. When you drop below, I think it's 30% health, you start regenning like crazy. The problem is, anytime anyone has Ignite as a summoner spell, they're just gonna ruin your day. I cannot tell you how many times like I was counting on my passive to help me in a fight, and then I get ignited or someone reduces my healing, and it's just as if it weren't there. Tell me what you thought of his Rolling Thunder, his Q.
It does have that useful edge where if you're just behind them, you throw that down, and then you get off your E, your Majestic Roar, and slow them down a little bit, and that's great.
I really like his E,
Dude,
because
his E is amazing.
it's awesome for pushing on Dominion, because you just fear all the creeps, and even if one of them's like beefed up and promoted, they'll just be useless pretty much.
Yeah,
and
for a
then
few
the
seconds.
slow feels pretty substantial.
Yeah, it definitely is enough to keep you going, keep you hitting on an enemy champion. I found with laning in Summoner's Rift that it was great for just destroying groups of creeps. And towards the end, I didn't even wait for my creep groups anymore. I just went in, life-stealed, Majestic Roared, and would take out groups at a time and just push a lane alone, which is great.
Nice.
So Lucas, you also played him on Dominion. I mainly did Summoner's Rift, so tell me what it's like in the cap game.
I mean, he seems like he'd be good because he's really good at chasing.
Yeah.
And he's got the slow. But I played him mostly as a bottom defense. And it was just so depressing because I would push the entire lane up to the capture point. But when I got there, I realized like I couldn't make any aggressive moves. Basically, Volibear doesn't have burst damage. So if you're trying to fight a champion on their tower, you're just gonna die.
Tell me about your top personal moment. Tell me what you loved most while playing Volibear.
I think I had the most fun with him running away from fights.
Really?
If you can believe
You
that.
coward.
When you combine his Q with his E, and if you're juking through brush and all that, people will just never catch you. How about you, Gavin? What was your favorite?
Actually, the exact opposite. What I loved most about Volibear is my ability to attack. And a couple of times, I was able to turret dive very successfully while just beating on an enemy champion and healing through the turret blast. It was great.
Nice.
So for me, definitely the forward aggressive tactics of just going in and just mopping up a couple of champions. If you had to make a rating on this, Volibear, is it good for a person who's new? What type of player would like to play Volibear?
See, I'm so torn because in terms of just sheer aesthetic, he's awesome. And I think anyone new to League of Legends would want to try him. But I honestly can't recommend him wholeheartedly because he just feels like a worse version of Singe to me.
Oh, okay.
Like, the abilities just line up a little too perfectly because he's got the toss, he's got a slow, AoE slow, and he's really beefy with like melee hits. But then Singe has the poison, and that feels way more useful to me than Frenzy.
Okay.
So I don't think he's worth, spending 6,300 IP right now. But if they buff him, which I'm assuming they will because he feels a little weak right now, I think he'll be like a sleeper hit.
If you're not really into the whole bear thing, it won't be worth the investment. Right now, early game, he feels really weak. End game, he's great.
Yeah.
But you kind of need to have a good early game in order to have a great end game sometimes. So so that part's a little frustrating. But I think if you, like you said, a sleeper tank DPS, this is a character that I think in the right hands, if you really are in love with these skills, you can play an awesome champion with this. I mean, I see him on lines with Warwick and other guys out there, so
Cool.
why not?
So we say save your money for now, but you know, once you think it over, give him a try when he's free next week,
Yes.
and see what you think.
Yeah, definitely.